What's up everyone, it's Suyin again. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a new day and I just wanted to smash out a new video for all of you. And before I get started, I wanted to talk about the last video I uploaded, which is about the New York City trip that I made with my family. And I want to make a disclaimer that you would have seen footage of me showing you around the pod suite, and that is luxury air travel. And I wanted to clear the air a little bit about that because the trip was fully funded by my parents. At this stage in my life, I am definitely not an advocate for luxury air travel because I believe that if I delay my gratification now and don't buy luxurious things like a business class ticket, for example, I am able to use that money and invest it and grow the money so that eventually in the future I can actually enjoy that sort of option to travel in business class or in first class. And yeah, so it was my parents' generosity that I was able to have an experience like that. So I'm very grateful to them. But at the same time, I want all of you to know that I am still very much for practicing good money habits and delaying this sort of gratification if we are able to. But if someone wants to give us a gift, definitely receive it wholeheartedly. And I guess that is something I'm beginning to learn as well. I have some difficulty with receiving gifts or receiving compliments, so it is part of giving. You also need to learn how to receive as well. So today what I wanted to talk about was why everybody should be investing and why investing is a necessity, especially in this age where we are huge consumers and huge spenders of money and not so much big earners on the income side, especially for when we are just starting out, when we get our first jobs. I guess let's get started from why we earn an income. So why do we really earn an income? And I think an easy way to go about explaining this is that we earn an income to be able to afford a lifestyle. And that lifestyle could be anything between a simple one or a luxurious one, but we really need to afford certain things that are basic necessities to us, such as clothing, food, water, and shelter, right? So no matter what, in this lifetime, we do need to have encounters with money because we need to be able to pay for things that afford us a lifestyle that we want or that we aspire to have. This really ties in with investing because in investing, you are also earning an income to afford a lifestyle, but there is a future component to it. Why we invest can be covered, in my opinion, by these 4 reasons. And the first reason being we need safety. Safety being that if one day we are incapacitated, we are not able to work in that same job that we currently have, and maybe you are working in a job that pays you a lot of money. Congratulations to you, I'm really happy for you. And what happens if one day you are unable to go to work because maybe you had an accident, maybe you developed a sickness, because the world does not work in fair ways, right? So you never know whether it might happen to you or to someone close to you. So touch on wood, right? The point being is if we invest, we are safe in the sense that we have money that is tucked away and that is growing for us, and we are able to actually draw money or an income from in the event that we are unable to work anymore. Everyone one day will retire. One day when the income sources actually start to shrink in size, your investments would be what is going to sustain you, and hopefully when we get it right, it's able to sustain us very comfortably and beyond. So the second thing would be about our goals. So we invest to be able to afford our goals. And what goals do we have in this lifetime? Big ticket items, things that we are going to spend a lot of money on when we purchase them. And these include things like education for our kids. Kids are really expensive, right? So you do need to have a good nest egg to be able to afford them. Another big ticket item would be the purchasing of a house, and that is something that requires a substantial amount of money. And it could be that you want to invest your money to be able to afford a holiday a year, or maybe 2 holidays a year, or maybe even numerous holidays a year. The third reason why we invest really is for growth. And what kind of growth am I talking about here? It's mainly for the growth of our lifestyles. So as we age, we tend to want to have better and better lifestyles. It makes sense, right? What happens is things become more expensive as well. And in order to afford it, we need to invest. And there is a problem with things happening over time where there is inflation. And inflation, simply put, is just that prices of all things start to rise higher and higher over time. That means that the real value of our money really is shrinking or eroding as we pass each year. And what they tell us in the newspapers and online is that there is a particular inflation rate each year, but I have a feeling that the real inflation rate is actually higher. So let's just say that we have 100 ringgit, right, or $100, and that $100 is able to afford us certain things. It could be in terms of food, it could be in terms of a movie ticket, but as things start to increase in price, then our $100 is able to afford us lesser and lesser things as time goes on. And that is a problem. So that is one of the key reasons why we really do invest, to beat inflation and to make sure that our value of our money or our value of our wealth is actually increasing over time and not decreasing over time. The fourth one is really a special segment of why we invest, and why we invest is also because inflation is happening, and inflation means that prices of things are going up over time. So if we invest and we buy the right things or the right assets, then our value of our assets are also going to go up over time. And that is a great thing because then it solves most of our problems, right? Because we have the money and we have the ability to make choices that we want. If the things that we are investing in is going up over time, we are able to benefit in two different ways. So one is capital appreciation, where the value of your asset is growing over the period of time. And if you sell it, you are able to capture that growth of your asset. Or another different way is that if your asset actually gives you rental income, so monthly income, or your asset gives you dividends, which are payments every few months of the year, really depending on the company that you invest in. And yeah, that's really good because then your money is really very much working hard for you, instead of you putting your money in the bank and hoping that it does not get eroded by inflation completely. You are taking charge of your own life. So I guess what I wanted to talk about as well is that this whole notion of why everyone should invest is that we all earn money, and what happens is we work so hard for our money, but is there a better way to also make our money work hard for us? I think so. In the end, investing is about our money working hard for us. And imagine if we are sleeping, or we are exercising, or we are having fun with our friends, we're on holiday, or maybe we're even at work, and our money is still laboring away, working hard to make even more money for us. That does sound good, doesn't it? So I want to invite all of you here to be able to experience this, because it is really much such a necessity in our lifetime. The sooner we start investing, the better off we will be in the future. This whole concept of money working harder for us and growing wealthy, what really sticks to me and what really comes to mind is this analogy from The Richest Man in Babylon. And it is not the most politically correct of analogies, but in those ancient times they had slaves, and it was a societal norm for them to have slaves. Doesn't mean it's okay. And what George Clason, the author, drew a comparison on was that your money should be like a slave to you, and your slave is meant to work very hard for you, and your slave will have children who will also then work very hard for you. So I know it sounds horrible, but that is the parallel that he gave. And if you want a better analogy, I guess it could be in terms of planting a seed. When we invest, it's like planting a seed, and nurturing it, watering it every day, caring for it, tending to the leaves, and making sure no pests get to your baby plant. And as it goes over time, you are able to grow it into something bigger, and eventually you're able to reap the benefits of the fruit that it bears. I guess that's a better that's a better way to look at investing. When we invest, we have more options, and we also tend to have more ability for choice. And that's what happens when you have money. You are able to choose better things in terms of maybe the life you want to lead. The difference that you want to make in this life also is dependent on money, whether we like it or not. So if we have money and if we have wealth, we are able to pursue the things that we are interested in. Think of people like Elon Musk. When he sold off PayPal, he was able to further his businesses of SpaceX with his interest in outer space and electric vehicles. He basically transformed the entire landscape of automobiles and moved everyone towards electric vehicles because he had the capacity to do so, and because he had the choice, because he had more money and had more wealth, right? And let's just say maybe you're interested in animals and you love them and you want better care for them. You could set up an animal shelter. If you care about young kids and you believe education should be transformed, with money you have the choice to be able to shift that paradigm. If you believe that one day all of us will be old, and Rina, I am talking about you here, you have the dream of building a township where the elderly can enjoy their lives and be very productive and be in a community that doesn't really exist on that scale at the moment. And with the choices you can have from investing, all of these beautiful dreams can turn into reality. It is important to address lifestyles as well. So we tend to be consumers, we tend to like to buy things, and with more wealth we are able to buy things that maybe they don't genuinely make us happy, but money is able to afford us the experiences that we would like to have more of, like travel or crazy sports like skydiving, snowboarding, things that really bring you joy. And I guess that's really what this channel is about. It's about the exploration of choices and the mediums in which we are able to tap into our choices, which is really through money. And I hope that this video has been interesting for you. If it has, please subscribe if you haven't already, or give this video a thumbs up, or share it with people who you think can benefit from this as well. We can also talk about investing in a different way, where investing, to me, there are really two components, where there is the one where everyone talks about, everyone thinks about first, which is financial investment. When we purchase something that is able to grow us more wealth over time, that's financial investments. But there is also another component, which is self-investment. And I really do believe that everyone here watching this video, or reading books out there, or watching different documentaries, or talking to your friends even about anything to do with money, investing, getting better as a person, pursuing growth, I really want to wish you congratulations, because you're already one step there. I believe that we are here to be better people and to really refine the way we do things, and to be a constant student to a lot of things in life, because education doesn't just stop after we finish high school or college or uni, and education is lifelong, and there are many different ways to keep learning, and as long as we're open to it, we have that mindset, then we are going to be okay. So congratulations everyone who is pursuing that path to improvement. I think it's good to have a supporting community where we are able to share the motivation to keep going, especially when it's tough and we're tired at the end of a long day. You know, it's easier to just watch a whole lot of Netflix, but when we put in the work, it is very rewarding in the long run. That's it for today. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!